Today in the bay we have a 2022 Kia Seltos. We're going to be putting a remote start with 3x lock. Get started. First thing is going to be with the disassemble. We're going to take this seal panel off first, the bottom part, under column, and when I get there I'll get back with you. So once you pop that side piece off, you got a screw here and 10mm here. Don't forget there's a screw here as well, and then you just pull gently and that bottom piece comes right off. Next we're going to remove the OBD2. Just push these clips in on the side. It'll pop right off. Next I'm going to remove the screws holding in this panel here, because we need to get to the module here that's in behind. We got to take that out. So the best way to get to those screws is to remove this piece, and it's just 4 screws holding this in. And next I'm going to take off this steering wheel cover. I just took the pry tool and put it in between and just twisted it. Popped off. And you pop that off. There's 2 screws. Let me see, 1 on each side of the steering wheel. And we would take those off, and then the bottom shroud will come. Right, I got the bottom shroud off. Just to be honest, that bottom shroud is a little tough to get off. Just be gentle with it, tug on it here and on each side, and eventually will come off. Just be a little gentle with it. What we're gonna go to now, we're gonna pull this plug here. We have a T-harness. I'm gonna show you in just a second. We're gonna strap our T-harness into this and plug that into our T-harness. Okay, we're gonna use this CompuStar DC3 with the T-harness. It is a HK5. And this is the T-harness I was speaking about. This end here will go back into where we unplug, and then what we unplug will go into this end here. We'll go into this end here. So into the car, and then what came out of the car will go into this end. Okay, here it is as explained. I unplugged the factory one, which was that, out of this, and then plugged it into our T-harness here, and plugged our harness back into the ignition here. So then I'm going to take this here and wrap this down and tie this up pretty stable so it doesn't get in the way of the steering column or anything, and we'll move forward. Okay, next is our connections to our CAN high networks. In order to get to those, are on the back side of this BCM. So we got to take away, I think it's 3 10mm. Like I said earlier, that's why I took that piece out. You got one there, and I believe this one here. And it'll come out, and you just unscrew those, fold that down, and our connections are made on the back side of this. And I'll get back to here's our BCM detached, and this is our plug. Our white plug here is where our connection is going to meet. So I'm going to unplug this and connect. We got 4 connections to this plug here, and they are a white wire, a light brown wire, a couple of 4 different wires. I'll show it to you when I get to it. Cut you back on. Okay, our first CAN network connection will be this white and black. It's in spot 5 and 15 on top of each other. So we'll take our T-harness and tap into these 2 wires here. This is our CAN 1 connection, high and low. I'm going to solder these in because they are CAN networks. I don't want to use any kind of T-taps, but I'm going to solder these in. Okay, our second set of connections is a CAN low connection. This is a brown wire and a white wire. And locations would be location 10 and 11 in that white plug we pulled out earlier. So I'm gonna get to soldering these 2 wires in and be back. Okay, our next set of connections are here in the big black plug in the back of that. It's a pink and orange wire. This is so that you can do the 3x lock from the OEM remote. So we have an accessory wire, which was orange, and then the pink wire, which is ignition. And you just follow the diagram on the site, on the page when you print it. It'll guide you right through hooking up the 2 relays so that you can use the 3x lock on your factory remote. Here's a quick shot of the connections with the accessory and the ignition. I use crimp caps because it's not a data connection, and you twist the wires together, you get a solid wire-to-wire connection, and then cap it. I really feel good. It's a good secure connection. So next I connected the parking light wire. It's not a necessity to make the remote start work, but it's the plug right behind this here It's a blue wire in this plug. Pull that plug out, connect the blue wire, and then I ran my yellow wire from that down, secured it all to my main harness, and I'm gonna make my final connections. I'll be back soon. I did forget to film the programming of the unit. However, if you download the instruction manual from the CompuStar website, you'll see it's pretty simple and straightforward. Most of our units, our cars are in the US, so you don't have to worry about the immobilizer hookup. So when you get to that section about programming, you can just skip that and follow the instructions. Like I said, it's pretty simple, straightforward. They make it really easy for you. All right, today in the Bay, we got a 2022 Kia Seltos. Came in for a remote start. So we did 3 times lock on the OEM remote. Fires up. We got parking light confirmation for visual. Then you just walk over to the vehicle, unlock it like regular. Get in. You would notice that there's no wires dangling, nothing in the way, nothing get in your way of your feet. It's all clean and installed. You cannot tell I've been in there at all. So you just get in the car as regular, insert the key into the ignition. You notice that the TPS light is on. That's something that, it's a Kia thing. So as soon as you get the key in there, you turn it to the forward position and step on the brake, do takeover, it goes right off, and you drive the car like normal.